What's up, guys? Invaded One here again, and this time with a weapons review. I wanted to go ahead and call this video the ADAS Badasses because all of us are using the ADAS anti-synthetic rifle. Now, the great thing about this, guys, is that I wanted to make sure that I didn't say that this gun is best with one character, it is best with this guy or that guy. I will talk about some of the benefits of using different characters, but all of us here are using the same rifle, and we do have a Krogan Warlord. You have me as a N7 destroyer. Okay, you have the Turian Ghosts. So there are certain bonuses to some of the characters using this weapon, but this weapon is a pretty much a really good overall weapon, and I'll tell you why. There's some really good bonuses to using this gun. Now, for those of you guys who do know it, this gun is in the single player, and as a matter of fact, it was first in the single player, and then it was brought over to multiplayer, and I love it in the single player, in all honesty. And I do have some playthroughs. If you guys haven't watched any of my playthroughs with where I played the whole Omega DLC and talking to Aria and all that. This is the gun that I was using, and it's so great in single player. It's amazing. Now, if you read the description, it actually kind of makes it clear that this is a Korean weapon. And everybody knows that Koreans have always fought against the Geth. The Geth were their main enemy, so obviously they had to create weapons that are good against synthetics. Synthetics are, the Geth machines that we fight, the robots, the living robots, that the Koreans created that we have to destroy and beat up. So obviously all their weapons are going to be good against synthetics. So this is one of those guns that it is really amazing against the Geth. And right now, guess what we're playing? We're playing Platinum on Jade versus the Geth. Yeah, that's right. And a lot of you guys don't like to play Platinum Geth because of all the stagger when it comes to primes. And especially, I mean, this is wave 2 and we already have 3 primes. And, it's absolutely insane. But this gun is really good against the Geth. Now, the other reason why I wanted to play Platinum Geth was because we get other factions. We get other enemies coming up. We get the Reapers. We also get Cerberus. Later on. Now, what are the really great things about this gun? Number one is stagger. Okay, this gun staggers phantoms, guys. And a lot of times on Platinum, when I bring a load out, I usually like to have one gun. Sometimes I'll be fine with one weapon, depending on the character, and I'm running around Platinum with just one gun, and then I'll just have one other weapon for phantoms, pretty much just to stagger phantoms, because phantoms they have a sync kill animation, and at the same time they have the powerful palm blasters, which is absolutely insane. But a lot of times I'll play on Platinum and I'm using 2 weapons. I have one, my main gun, and then I have another gun like a Scorpion or the Geth Plasma Shotgun or the Falcon or something, just to stagger phantoms and just to take them out, or the Acolyte. Now, the thing is with this gun is that this gun does 2 things. It does damage and it staggers. So it's really, really good. And you'll notice it when the phantoms come up. We're not using anything else but the added synthetic rifle. We're not using anything else but that. Now, one of the things that it can't do, it does not benefit from armor piercing capabilities. Okay, so for example, you should not be using armor piercing rounds ever on this gun. You should not be putting the heavy rifle on it, the heavy mod. You should not be putting the assault rifle piercing mod on it. You should not be putting the assault rifle high velocity barrel at all, because it does not do anything for it. This is just not an armor piercing weapon. Okay, it is not a charge gun, so that's a good thing. It's not a charged weapon, but some of the things that it can do, even though, let's say for example you're fighting an armor target like a prime, because of the fact that a prime is a synthetic character, regardless of how much armor he has, you'll see in this gameplay that it'll eat through armor. Now, I am using incendiary rounds with this character, so incendiary rounds do help eat through armor a little bit, but I do recommend that ammo time, because it is really good for that, and it eats through health, eats through armor and all that. But regardless of that, the gun itself eats through primes, eats through anything, any synthetic character, and that includes in the Cerberus faction, for example, Atlases, and you will see Atlases in this gameplay as well. The only problem that you have is with, for example, guardians. Guardians, like right here. Look, I have a guardian. Can't really do anything against it. I'm trying to shoot at its feet and everything. Just showing you what you should do. Now, in a situation like this, if you're playing platinum, or even if you're playing on gold, and you want to have something to fight against the guardians, I recommend something that can a gun like a Talon or Blood Pack Punisher, something that'll give you some armor piercing capabilities. So at least you can switch to that. But as you can see, we are literally just destroying these enemy factions with the ADA synthetic rifle. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I like it. I like the gun. The rate of fire could be a little higher. Now, it's okay. It's decent. The rate of fire was a little higher, it'd be better. Now with the destroyer that I have here, I do get an additional 10% rate of fire bonus. So it is a little faster with this character. It would be even faster if you use the Turian soldier who has marksman, or the Quarian marksman who has marksman. The marksman capability, that power is absolutely amazing, and that I would prefer to possibly maybe show that a little bit. But I like a weapon like this on the N7 destroyer. I'll tell you why. Number one, because with this build I am using the Hawk missile launcher, so it helps stagger. Number two, the gun itself is staggering everything that it can, so I have tons of stagger going on, and at the same time I have certain bonuses from Devastator mode. So let me talk about that a little bit. When you have a gun like this, you're going to want to use the extended you're going to want to use the assault rifle magazine upgrade, so you could get increases the rounds per magazine. You can have more rounds. Okay, you're going to want to use the extended barrel just to increase the damage by 25%. Again, don't use the heavy one, not even worth it. You don't need all that weight for what it does. You just need additional damage, and it's not going to have, this doesn't have any armor piercing capabilities. It's not going to benefit from it. So that's pretty much how you want to go. Now with a character like this, the reason I picked the N7 destroyer for this gun is because on Devastator mode on rank 5 you have something called magazine size, and I use this also with my with my particle rifle build with the destroyers. A lot of times I use the particle rifle with the destroyer because I'll use this magazine size upgrade. Increase the magazine size by 15%. So you have Devastator mode on rank 5. You choose the magazine size, then you'll have a lot more bullets that you can dish out. So it increases the amount that you have in your magazine. You have a lot more shots, and you can continuously shoot until your heart's content. And then you're not going to ammo boxes as often as you think you would. I am going to some here and there, but that's about it. We pretty much. I'm pretty much able to use this rifle to its fullest. So I recommend a character like this. Now, another character that, like, for example, one of the other guys are using here are the Turians. The Turians are really great. Obviously, the Turian soldier, like I mentioned before, is going to be good, not just because of the marksman capability, but because of all the other debuffs. You have the debuffs of the proxy mine if you set up your proxy mine so that the enemies could take an additional 20% damage. So that's the debuff there. Or even if you have concussive shot, you could drop the enemy on the floor and just hit him with a synthetic rifle. Regardless of using concussive shot or not, you can stagger the enemies with this weapon itself, and at the same time apply ammo powers very strongly. This gun is really good with applying ammo powers. In this situation, I am using the incendiary rounds, and it's just working really well in applying the ammo type, which is incendiary. And if I had concussive shot with like a Turian soldier, I'll be able to detonate fire explosions, which is really, really good. So that's another character. The Turian Ghost is also a really good one because you have, again, the tactical cloak bonuses. You have an additional 80% damage. Now, that is a good thing. You get the weapon damage bonuses. You can use it. Now, this weapon is good for that, guys. It's really, really decent, not just against synthetics, but it's also really good against it's good against organic targets. Here you see us fighting against Cerberus, and that's the one good thing. It's not just good against Phantoms, which is the biggest threat when you're fighting against Cerberus, but it's good against all the other troopers and types. So I think this gun is really good overall. I mean, I've heard some complaints about it. Some people will prefer the rate of fire to be a little faster, but you can compensate for that with certain characters that do have rate of fire increases. Now, another one that does other characters that do have a rate of fire increase, if you set it up that way, are the Geth infiltrators, the GI. The Geth infiltrator has a good rate of fire bonus if you set up Geth Hunter mode like that as well, and so does the Geth Engineer. This gun will be great and on Geth characters as well. So if you have a Geth Engineer, you're using all your, I mean, you're using Overload, you're using everything that you have, you're using Geth Hunter mode, and this weapon will sing and will do very, very well. So I wanted to go right ahead and do this, guys, because not only was this a lot of fun. I mean, we were all using the synthetic rifle, but I wanted to show a little bit of gameplay against the Geth on Platinum. Not, I don't always show that gameplay against the Geth, and because a lot of people hate playing against the Geth. They have tons of stagger. I mean, and you know what's interesting? A long time ago on the Bioware social forums, there were a lot of petitions to Bioware, to EA, to remove to take away the stagger ability from a lot of the enemies, because it seems like every enemy in the Geth faction has some kind of stagger ability. And that is one of the most frustrating things about fighting against the Geth. Everything staggers you. Drones stagger you. The little Geth bomber stagger you. The Prime's main gun staggers you. The Geth Hunters stagger you with their Geth plasma shotguns. I mean, everything about the Geth is frustrating as crap. It's just frustrating. So they're not as fun to fight against. But now in a situation like this, we have a team, and you have a gun like this, it actually does really, really good. And we tested it out. Even without the other guys playing the gun with me, I had told the guys, hey, let's all use the added synthetic rifle so you guys can see how really good it is. And at the same time, I told them, hey, listen, I've used it before, and against synthetics, against the Geth, it actually does a really great job. It actually does a really amazing job against primes. I tested it against platinum primes, and I realized, wait a second, it didn't matter that I didn't have armor piercing capabilities on this gun due to the fact that it was a synthetic enemy. The armor was just dropping it just so quickly. So it is a really good gun against the Geth and synthetics. But so far, we had a good time. We were able to destroy them and really do something against this entire Platinum Jade Geth faction. Now, one thing about the Geth, guys, that since I have not played the Geth on Platinum that much in a while, I do not remember all like every enemy type that we get every wave. That's a problem. I used to, I know pretty much on Platinum every wave for the Reapers, every wave for Cerberus, every wave for Collectors, because I actually play Collectors more than I ever play Geth on Platinum. But with the Geth on Platinum, I don't remember now, and I think, in all honesty, a lot of people have been asking me for guides on wave to wave, and I have done that in the past, guys. If you guys go to my previous videos, some of the videos on collectors, every time I do something on any kind of action or any kind of special, challenge video, I actually talk about what happens wave to wave. Now the Geth, I haven't done them in a while. I'm thinking I may do a guide like that, but again, that may change. I don't know. There might be a balance update and they change the Geth a little bit. Hopefully not, or maybe it might be a good change or whatever. Last time they did that though, they added the Geth bombers. A lot of people were disappointed or upset with that. I honestly, I don't have a problem with the Geth bombers. I just have a problem with the fact that it seems like every enemy in the Geth faction has some kind of stagger ability, and we don't have any immunity to that when you're getting up. So that's the most frustrating part as well. You may get downed, and all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, let me use a metagel. When you use the metagel, you get up, and all of a sudden you get staggered immediately before you can even have a moment to recuperate and do what you need to do, and all of a sudden, because of that stagger, then you get destroyed by all the enemies in the few seconds that your character's ready to even move. So that's a problem. I really wish you had some kind of stagger immunity in this game when you're getting up. So the Geth kind of mess you up in that area. You don't have any stagger immunity, so if the drone is staggering you, the Geth bomber is staggering you, the Prime is staggering you, everyone is staggering you. It's a frustrating game. So that's that. That's one of the reasons why I would say I probably need to create a guide against the Geth on Platinum. I don't know how many of you guys play Geth versus Geth on Platinum. I doubt that there are a lot of people who play against the Geth on Platinum. Most people who play Platinum will probably play against the Reaper faction or Cerberus. And I play a lot of Cerberus when it comes to speedruns. If you guys haven't checked out my speedrun videos, go right ahead. There are more to come, by the way. We've actually worked on we're working on a few of the speedrun videos on other maps because you can do speedruns on pretty much every map. Actually, we just it's just a matter of figuring out the spawns and figuring out how to force and control them. So, and that check those out, guys. We even have speedruns on London and Glacier and Giant, and we even have a brand new strategy for Goddess that I have not done a video of, but I don't know if I should. I don't know. Maybe we'll think about it. There's a speedrun strategy that's even faster than the strategy that I showed you guys. So, anyways, when we play speedruns, we normally play against Cerberus, and there's a reason why. The reason why we play against Cerberus is because of wave 11 and wave 10. We do not get a lot of Banshees and a lot of Primes and all that on those waves, as opposed to Reapers, where you do get that. You get the Banshees coming at you, pushing you. It makes it a little tougher. So those waves are like the final waves, and you want those waves to go a little faster. So Cerberus makes it easier in that aspect. The Reapers do not, but the Reapers are a little easier on the other waves. So that's a good thing, and that's usually that's what's happening there. That's why sometimes people will play more Reaper Platinum than anything else. Now the Geth Platinum, like I was saying before, I find it highly doubtful that a lot of you guys are playing Geth on Platinum because I don't know. Most of the people that I know, I never hear, yeah, let's, you know what, how about we play Geth and Platinum? I'm pretty sure if we run the stats, there's probably like less than 1% of people who play Geth on Platinum. So, I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are a lot of people playing Geth on Platinum. I know that on Gold, quite a few people play Geth, which it's still, in honesty, it's still a little surprising. I do not find the Geth that much fun to fight against, except in this games like this. Games like this where you have some kind of advantage, or there's something that you can do against the enemy that really stuns them, that does it for them. Like this, the ADAS synthetic rifle is so good against them. I mean, mind you, this is Platinum, and you know that on Platinum their health and shields are much higher than any other than any pretty much any other difficulty. So due to the fact that this gun can actually do this much damage in this difficulty, and we're still doing well by it, it's absolutely amazing. It's really amazing. So I recommend to try it. I recommend, hey, put it on the Destroyer, put it on your Krogan Warlord, because one of the problems that people complain about the Krogan Warlord is that he can still get sync killed. So, obviously you're going to have issues when it comes to Banshees. You still have to move around, you still have to get going, you still have to keep yourself going. But, when it comes to Phantoms, at least if you have this gun, you don't have to depend on something like a Scorpion, or you don't have to depend on anything else. Even though if you're playing on Gold, Silver, or Bronze, you could probably still destroy a Phantom pretty quickly just with your hammers, and you'll be fine. But, if you need some other gun besides the usual, the norm, well, hey, guess what? This gun does a good job of staggering. It destroys shields. It really messes it up. And if you're the Krogan Warlord, once you take down the shields and use your hammer, you're ready to go. Unless you're using the electrical hammer. That electrical hammer does a good job against shields, so it's really, really good. Either way, that character is pretty well rounded when it comes to his hammers. The point is that this gun is really decent to help out in those situations. I like it against Phantom. Look at this. The Phantoms are staggered. She's staggered. She can't do anything. So that's I don't know. That to me makes this gun worth it. It also, the fact that it applies ammo types very, very well. It really does it for me. Now, I was able to get this gun to level 10 when I did my pack opening, which was good because it's not an ultra rare, and I'm glad it's not an ultra rare because it's a good gun, but it shouldn't be an ultra rare. And because of that, I was actually able to max it out. Now the other guns I do not have maxed out, which I'm still quite upset, guys, because especially now that the promotional weapons are now black cards, I've been thinking, man, I want to get my Hurricane maxed out. This is my opportunity. I still have it at 5. The store is trolling the crap out of me, and you know what? I am a spoiled brat. I am freaking spoiled because I'm used to like getting millions of credits and then maxing out everything pretty much on the day of DLC, and I'm still not maxed out. So I am a little upset. I gotta be honest with you. I am a little upset. I still don't have the other weapons maxed out, but at least I have the ADAS synthetic rifle maxed out. And I figured this would be a lot of fun to show you guys. And it was a fun gameplay, guys. I mean, think about this. You guys should try this out. I mean, get on Geth Jade Platinum. You know, this is a tough map to play Geth, anyways. And try it out. Just try a whole team. Use the added synthetic reference. You see how great it is. Use marksman. Bring a Turian soldier, or bring the Korean marksman on them, or use the destroyer like this. The reason I like the destroyer in a situation like this is because well, the destroyer has a little bit of a stagger immunity against the Geth. So that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to play with him, because, well, hey, we're playing against the Geth, might as well, whatever, take advantage of that. Also, because obviously I have his Hawk missiles, and I enjoy. I don't know. I enjoy his missiles. They help stagger and they do more damage and whatever. So that's another thing. So whatever. It is what it is. I like this guy. The point is that add a synthetic rifle for the win. Try it out. Check it. And I think, in all honesty, that this is actually one of the better guns that came out. If you use it right, you apply it right. It does a lot of damage, as you can see here. So, anyways, guys, I think I give this gun, I would say, a rating of about 7, because even though it is good, I could still do a little better. The rate of fire is decent. If it was like the single player, then I guess maybe it would be too OP, right? So the fact that it isn't is a good thing. But either way, guys, Invader went out. I hope that you enjoyed this gameplay. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, as it definitely does help me out. And on to the next video. Thank you, guys, and again, Invader went out.